Hi, welcome back to a new part of our tutorial series to build a motorbike. We start again. Today we want to make here the silver thing on the pipe there. So I'll make a copy of that. Shift D, bring them there. Sure, that should be then more back so that we see some. That is our pipe and that is their pipe. We see directly that that one should be smaller, but okay. We want to cut that thing out of this model. So that means take here local axis and go over here and down there to this point. So we look from there, we disable the behind, and there must be the first cut. I must look how it really looks. It just goes to the half of the pipe downward 2 centimeter. Good. So we take here tools, the knife, and go from there to there, cut. And then next cut is downward 8 centimeters or 10, a little bit more to the outside. Okay, top view, 8 centimeters with a little breakout. That must be that. Good. Next one. Then a little turn to the side here, but not as deep, 2 centimeters maybe. So to the outer turn. So I mean such like that. Good. Then next one is long way down, but a little more to this side. Okay. Long one. How long? To the break point. Break point is there. And it should be a long one. And it should go down there. So we first must find the right view for that. So we take that one down to there, I will say. It don't must be absolutely that what we see there. But that is bad. You see what happens there? We don't come here to this point. This must be this point where we cut through that. So I must go back and cut from here to somewhere like there. Yeah. But now we must cut it so that that flows into, and that maybe needs here a new cut, and we dissolve these words here, so we mark them. Hope there's nothing other selected, but there is some other selected. Good. So spacebar, X, dissolve words. Wow, that was bad. Okay, so make it singular. No, he kills that line. Why that? Normally he should only remove the word there. Or we dissolve the edges. But it's not the point at this. Yeah, okay, we tried. So we dissolve that edges, so X, dissolve edges. And then they disappear. Wow. Okay. So we learned another new thing about blendering. Good. And the rest we let like it is, so we must only delete what we don't need. So that is all that is not in this area here. And that means we can get this one, that one, and that was it. So we make Shift D, that is the mesh, P to separate selection. We move that to the second layer, we don't need it anymore. We go back here to global axis, and here we have to work a little on it so that we close that part here, and then surely that goes not around, so we can delete this line here complete, X, delete edges, and from there till the other side, that is only on the top and not on the sides. So that means we can take here and delete this edge too. Then we have here only this part, but here we don't need that. So X, delete edges. Now we have that singular. Oh, here we have other edges too. Okay, so we delete them. X, delete edges. Now with L we can select that here, and X, delete this part. So we have only left that thing that comes over the other there. And that's it. We've done it. And now we can change here some stuff if we like to. We must cut in a hole here and some else, but for the start it's okay. So we give them here no material, because that here is another project like I did before. Good. So object, apply rotation scale, set the cursor to the geometry. Then we give there a modifier, solidify, and it should go up and not downward. So we look what happens here. That makes it down. We want to get up, so we bring it there. And when we now try to put that on, we will see how that looks. So we bring it up there, and then we will see how that fits. Fits nearly perfect. Little rotation and a little tweaking, and that is perfect there. Yeah, and that is right placed and right scaled. Then that is absolutely correct and makes the same effect that they have there. So we have done that. That is good. Yeah. So we let that for the moment like it is, and bring them there. File, save. Good. Another tricky one is this thing here, the front save part for the wheel. There we must go other ways. You must see that complete red part here in your brain. Only then you can model that. So mesh, add a plane, rotate x 90 degrees. Bring that in front. Edit mode, delete the words, but only 3, 1 left, so we can start with. So we grab it and bring it to a position. That is our starting point in the middle of this object. So when we are in edit mode, we extrude because it must go a little up. So we extrude and bring them light path upward and go them there. That is the starting point. That goes then round to this point. So we go here, then there, a little down, there, a little down, and there, a little down. That is the basic structure for us. So we see in the half of them there comes something out. But before we do that, we get here out to this point. That means that are these 3 points here, they we bring out, and it should be round. So that must be deeper than the other one. And that we can handle later with a second loop to get them more rounded or like we would. So what we see, we have now reached this point. Now we need here another part that goes not the same bending as there. So we need to go from here, extruding to this point. So, and here must come the hole in. So how we do that, I don't know it. I will try it simply. Shift D and make a copy of this word and extrude it from there to there, from there to there, and to there. Now I have this basic structure that is the hole for this place there. But I think that can be the middle of that, and here it goes straight up. So we must go with that here more to that point. Good. Now we must look that we can close this stuff here. And that means we need a word here. So we go here and take this edge and say subdivide. Then we have a word there. This word we can move by spacebar, search, slide, and we use vertex slide and position it better to the next one. Then we close that face. That face is closed. So we need another one there. So we go here, we can make a loop and bring it there. Then we can close that one. And this one we can close too. So we have a basic structure with this hole in that completely makes that what we want. There it goes down and then over it and so on. So here we at the other point, and that should be going under the hole, and it should be a little bit more out than the other. So that means we can take this one here, extrude and bring them to that point. That is now this point here. And you see that it only gets a little bigger in that direction, so when we look from the top it must be a little more to that. Yep. And the hole itself, it should come also a little bit into the object. So that means when we get this point, we can bring it a little bit more to the topology that it floats with the rest there. The rest makes later the modifier. So we have done that. The hole itself can be a little bit cradled later maybe, but we let it as it is at the moment and close this face here with F. So we have that. So now we have the front base structure to this point there, and we now must go straight away up, that we come here to the normal point there, and that is here, and we must close that. So what we have to do is build here words that we can close this stuff. So that means we get here this edge, subdivide them, we get words, get this slide. Wow, not for both, only for them. Okay, and we go to the high of this value there, and then we only need here to extrude, bring them down, and then close that. We have that, so we can close that too. F. Here we need another one to get all. We every time need 4 edges. That is the important thing on topology. So we must subdivide them or bring them other way to the word count that we always have 4. So we have done that. That is now the basic structure. We will see that later when the modifier comes, how that looks real. This one, maybe we make here another loop in to round that up later, but not now. Good. We have this part reached there. From this part, we must go till this point, and from there straight up. So that means from here, we extrude and rotate and bring them to the same high. The high is here, that we come to the over part. So there, and we scale them down a little. So we are at the same high as this one, and it should be straight line, like here, like there. That should be straight. That is important. When you look like it is there, it goes down after there. You don't see it in this picture, but in this picture you see it. So that means for our model that here this way goes down, and that means we can close that, but we don't have here quads enough for that. So we have to do here a second try, extrude this point to that point. Now we can close that complete, and now we can close that here complete. Now we have that style from there. Let's look that it is correct. We will see that later. Okay, good. We close that here only to see what happens. That's okay. Then we go from this point along these other ones, so I extrude and bring them there, then there, so that it follows the other in the same distance. Now we can close them. And that one here. So we have the round part here behind that. We can go here a little bit more into if we want to. I must look at that later, or I try it now. So I give here a little extra space there and close that. That here too, and that one. So we have that. that here is our point there and there. That is this one and this one. This one must be there because there comes the roundness then in. But from here it goes straight away down. So we extrude and bring it straight away down. Then a little bit up. So extrude there. And from there it goes to that point where it rounds up. That is this point. So we close with that. We see what happens. That point isn't at the right position there. So it must be more there. And this one must be a little bit more there. And this can be a little bit deeper so that we reached here the same stuff. So we need 4 words. We don't have here 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have it, okay. So we can close it. F. So that is the base structure. Now you mean, wow, is that a shit? Yeah. Can that really work? Yes, it can. So we will see it when we now get here a subdivision surface on it, or level 2. Then you see what I mean. That comes more and more in this value that we want. We only must tweak them now till our wish that we have for it. So that means that is a little bit too much. So we go here a little bit deeper simply. Here that should be more rounded. So we bring here a loop in. And bring them simply a little up. So we round up that. So we have here round stuff, and here comes it by a mirror the same way. Here we need a loop to sharpen out that. So we have that. When we give a smooth on it, you will see that comes more and more and more. So we have to bring here the hole more to the back. That means when we get with set here, then we can get here more back. And then the hole grows and grows and grows. Scale set, we can open it more. Then when we get here loops in, we can sharpen a bit. So that we get more this lean-out style there. So that one a little bit better, but it is too hard there. So we must go there and bring the little roundness in. And that's maybe good. And you see there's the flat that is not a real circle around the tire later. And it should be round in the front. We first looked at the pivot point is in the middle, so we can use here mirror modifier, and not in the x-axis, in the y-axis, but in the minus we need it in set. So we can merge should be on and clipping should be on, and when you now move that to the other one, you will see it merged together. Now you can control that by that. Here we need to sharpen up later because it is in the moment it's opened, but at first we want to get the real roundness that we need. So for that, to get you a real round, we need more words, more loops. So we give there a count that each face is nearly the same. Then we get here with background selection that here, and take proportional connected and grab set. And now by rolling we can control how many should be included. think that can be 4-wheel, but we see here it don't fit and there it don't fit. That we must now make manually. So we disable here the proportion and take here simply that and bring that a little down. Then we have here a problem that must be a little bit more up. That too. And that was more down. So we have the float here. There is wrong. So we bring them simply to a better point. And wow. Where we are. Let's look. There we are. Okay. So then we bring that to that point. That here to that point. And then we are nearly to a round one. We scale set 0 here and then we can rotate it. So we have a straight line there. We also can bring it there, that we get here the float again. Then here it should float also in the same distance. That means topology 2, that all is in float and is similar, nearly similar. And you get better methods than I am, then you can make it maybe better, exacter. I'm not that exact as other artists are. Good. You nearly have it, but that is now too great for me. That is too great. So we scale them simply up, bring them a little back. We can scale set to get smaller. Nearly to okay, but that one here that is for me too sharp there, so I bring it there in float. And we have only that here. That is better. So, but this should be a little bit higher. So when we go here, here, higher, yes, that is more than I want. But then we have here the problem, because it isn't in shape. So we get here another loop in to sharpen up that and sharpen up that. Now we get here the problem, so we must bring their hard edges in. Now we have there a problem that not really floats, so we get here higher. Yes, that flows nearly good. Here's a little point. That's because that's too near to the other. Okay. For me that looks nearly like it should, but not really. So we bring there another loop in here, and then we get this one here back to leaned. So we get here more the round look that we won't have. that for me looks good. Now we make here the roundness, so that means that point must be more out, that we have a round end there. And here it should be also, we bring them all up, and then we bring that simply to a round look. Can make it here stronger. So we must have here a hard edge, so we get here the loop in. That is not round enough, so we need here a real hard one. So that is more that we want, but it should go up there. That looks funny. Good. So we bring them down surely, and that too to the same height as the others, and bring it a little bit more into so that it floats. Yes. A little bit too long and a little bit the bending is missed, so we must go there more back. And here it must come more out. And here. So that is good. You don't believe it, but when you look here at the pictures, that is nearly straight. That isn't really much bend there in this direction. From that point, our model is real good. It has a little bend, a little more than them, but that's okay for me here. So we have done that. We can try it to make it on a wheel, but it is over the half at the back there. Okay, so that must be there, but it shouldn't be that long, a little bit smaller. Bring it over them. And then we only have to rotate it, but before we make a secure copy, Shift D, move it to second layer, then we get this one, set the to geometry and apply the rotation scale. Whoa, that was wrong because the mirror must before applied, and now we have to apply the rotation scale. And now we can set it to geometry. Wow, what happens here? Wow, that is crazy stuff. So Control Z, we go back. So that was the point. So okay, we apply that, we apply that. Yeah, why not directly? Okay. So object, apply rotation scale, set the origin to geometry, and now we can rotate them like we need to get it on this position that it needs, and when we must scale, we scale, and if not, we not. So that is nearly that what it should be. Surely we can scale it in all directions, so scale Y to bring it there, more to the side, and we can surely give them solidify to make that thicker there, and then we can control how big it should be. Here we have that not closed sink there, that you can all make manually like before. Simply bring it on his place where you want to have it, and then you can simply scale set 0 to get that on point, and that you can make here for the whole line. Scale set 0, then you have that, and then you can simply merge that here. So you can say merge at center here, merge at center, and here too, merge at center. Good. You surely should here bring that all to the line and so on. With loop tools you can flatten that simply, or relaxing. That makes the same what I do here manually. So you must decide what you take there. But all in all, that is okay. We don't have made great errors, so that's fine. Grab, bring it there. File, save. Thanks a lot for watching. We see us in the next tutorial. Bye.